venturing around in the woods today. I come down to visit a spot down here. Growing up, I always noted or called it the Old Beaver Dam. This is water from the old Mosses Creek run, or creek bed, whichever you want to call it. Some of my old stomping ground here. Today's the last day of 2021. These dogs is trying to smell a squirrel. I was right in this general area deer hunting a couple of weeks ago, and there were squirrels everywhere in here. There's some big tall cypress in this bottom right here. I'm pretty far back on the place. I'm far enough back that all my phone service is completely shut out here, so hopefully I won't have no emergency or need to call nobody. This old beaver pond here was a pretty big cottonmouth hole when I was growing up, and still will be this next coming summer, I'm sure. I remember me and my dad, when he was living, we used to come down here to the Old Beaver Dam here, as we called it, and mess around a lot on rainy days. I remember we'd come down here and get soaking wet a lot of days, messing around with this dam. But I'm not right up next to them. Well, one's straight ahead of me right here. There's some huge cypress trees in here. There's a bunch of big, huge cypress knees up that way. But I just get out and roam around and look at different things. I would be deer hunting today, but it's way too warm for me to be deer hunting this time of year. I mean, the last day of 2021, and I just checked it a few minutes ago, it's almost 70 degrees. So I mean, if I shot a deer right now, I mean, I'd have to do something with it. I mean, just within a few minutes. So it's just the agony thinking about that, how quick one would go bad. But you can see out there where they've been chewing on some trees further out there. They've got what's called a hut up in here somewhere. I've been walking around looking for the hut, and I ain't found it yet. I don't know where it's at. It must be plumb out in the middle, up in some of the brush. But I was down here deer hunting, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, and I ain't never in my days seen like the wood ducks in here. This whole thing was just solid wood ducks. I was sitting right back up here on the edge of the hillside, and I just could see this water out here, and I ain't never heard like a racket and a whistling out of wood ducks in my life. But this was flooded like this when I was a kid, and then me and my dad drained it. It stayed drained for a good long while, and I guess they've come in here and repaired this dam and built it back up, and I don't know, the past few months. This dam's not very high, but it's really long. It's all the way across the bottom here. The canal's about right under the top of the frame there on the screen, the main Mosses Creek Canal. This is water from the Old Creek Run. The Old Creek Run comes around behind me over here. But you're just liable to find me out roaming around anywhere doing about anything nowadays. I could really take care of the situation on these beavers right here in a hurry if I wanted to. But I think I'm gonna leave this like it is for now anyways, because it's not really my main concern is timber. Lots of people says, oh, well, I don't want to kill a beaver, you know, they're a sweet little animal and all that. I mean, I understand that side when it comes to nature and wildlife, and then there's another side to it. I mean, a lot of the folks that don't want to kill beavers, they don't own the land and they don't own the timber that's flooded. So it makes a difference there. You know, when beavers backs water up around big swamp chestnut oaks, this real big acorn producing trees for the wildlife, you don't want those trees to be killed. You know, you want to keep those big timber grade trees, you know, preserve them for the wildlife. But in this case here, it's just those scrub ironwoods and cypress trees. And I mean, it's literally a haven for the wood ducks. So I think that's probably the main reason that I'm going to leave it, or for a while, because I did see so many wood ducks in here the other day. We get right on over here to the other side. I'm going to show you what I would do if I wanted to get rid of this problem. Look at that big old cypress tree. That dog smells something in there. Boy, you have to watch. You'll fall flat on your face here. Go plumb up under the dam. Smell something up in there. And you have to be on the lookout on these kind of days. I have walked up on cottonmouth, balled up on the edge of the dam on daylight day. This time of year, I did one time about the second week of January. It come warm day like this. There was one coiled up on top of one of these dams. It wasn't here, it was in another location. But you got to kind of watch. You know, it pops out these warm days. They brought the dam over here and cornered just before the bank of the canal. I'll come back right here in a second and show you something. I'll show you right over here first. If I wanted to come in here and to say trap and catch some of these, I like using snares. I use traps mostly for coyotes. Usually use a short spring Duke number 2 or a MB 550 short spring jaw trap for coyotes. Good strong trap. MB 550 can be used on beaver also. These beavers has got well, first of all, I like using snares for beavers. The little cable restraint snares. They got a trail right here coming out of the corner. They're coming right here and going right under this limb. and dumping off into the creek right here. And right over there where those dogs are at, there's another trail doing this same thing. So you can kind of do like a double whammy set right here if you wanted to. You could put a snare with a loop right here, and those roots coming off of that tree, those big roots, I'd probably tie my restraint off to those roots. Of course, he can chew those roots off and get away, but you're probably going to be back here and check it before he has time to chew roots into that big. Otherwise, you can drive up like a 1/2 inch steel rebar and hook your cable restraint off of that. Or I could back up here, and that limb right over the trail, I could put my snare right here if I wanted to. I'd have to drive up a rebar stake here because there's nothing to hook to, and I could hang my loop right under that limb, and I could get him right there. And the reason you'd want to put it like under that limb like that, because he comes up through here, he's used to seeing that limb hanging over that trail right there, so he's going to naturally duck a little bit, go under that, and that's where you'll get him quick. Sometimes, if a beaver problem gets to be bad enough, involving, like I was talking a while ago, your timber grade trees and stuff, what I'll do, I'll end up coming in here at night, like I've done so many times over the years. It's legal, especially on your own property, or if you got permission, wherever you're at. I come in at night, bring like a 1,000,000 candle power spotlight and a 22 or a 22 Magnum rifle. Especially on a moonlit night, you can see the water moving without turning the light on, and that provides for a lot of fun. But what you can do before you come in at night, you can come in that day during that day before the night you're going to come. Take a rake and tear a hole in that dam about right where that dogs are standing, because this is the highest part of the dam right here. This is where it's going to go out and go on down that old creek run. And you can tear a hole, pretty good hole, in that dam right there, enough to let the water start gushing through. That following night, they'll be coming down to here to fix that dam. And you can be standing here with a light and shoot them. So that's the way to end the situation quick. You take 2 or 3 nights and shoot them. And I have tore a hole in the dam like this before. Like I'm talking, or saying, tear my hole about right here and put a big 330 spring-loaded killer trap in here. But the only problem with putting a killer trap in a dam like this, they're going to come in and they're going to build the dam back on top of the trap, and the trap still be set. That's the problem with that. So I have a lot better luck trying to come in at night and shoot them, or catch them with cable restraint snares on those trails like I was talking about right there earlier. I just out walking around, thought I'd bring you this video. Thought it might enter somebody out there, maybe even help somebody. They want to know a little bit on their beaver information. So I probably trapped and caught and shot more beavers than I have in my life than I have anything out there. Of course, I've killed a lot of deer, a lot of turkeys, a lot of everything. But I probably hadn't killed as many other different animals as I have beavers. Shot a lot of them and dealt with a lot of issues with them as far as trapping them, snaring them. So I hope you enjoyed the video from the Old Beaver Dam, as I'm going to title this video. And we'll see you next time somewhere in the great outdoors. Thanks for watching on Moss's Creek Outdoors.